All right, let's go. We gotta go. Go. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. Don't blame me. Freaking computer did it. But welcome everybody to the show tonight. Thank you, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Let me check my audio. Everything good? I'm getting readings. Okay, I'm checking my audio. I'm checking my folks on YouTube. Frederick Murphy, Kim Harden, Julie Love, Fred Lexo, Karen Mitchell, Community First, Bud Rowland, my brother. Bomber, what's up, B? All right, and my Facebook people, make sure my Facebook people are okay. Let me check that too. Karen, Bruce, John, Helen, Patricia. All right, we're looking good. Dolores, Diane, and the whole crew. Okay. Harvey. All right. So I'm glad everybody can hear, everybody can see, apparently. I'm going to go with that. It looks like we're good. I want to thank everybody who... let me start off by saying thank you so much, guys. Everybody who contributed to my GoFundMe so far in order to upgrade the computer systems here and keep things up to par with just to be able to do the shows and to be able to take the phone calls. And as you know, every Friday we got Freedom Friday where people call up and they say what's on their mind. They talk about politics and issues, social issues and politics is what they do. So I want to thank everybody for being a part of that, man. If you haven't donated yet, you can do so through Facebook. There's a link on Facebook. You can also probably find it. You can also find it on YouTube as well. I also want to give a shout out to everybody in the Tim Black Wolf Pack. This wolf right behind me has my back, but so do you guys. So thank you so much for doing that, becoming a part of what's important, which is independent media that spreads the word, that's unbought, that's no selling out, that's keeping it real, that's doing our research, that's speaking boldly, truth to power whenever necessary. And let me move this keyboard. And that's what's up. So thank you for being a part of the Tim Black Wolf Pack. All right? We got another announcement I need to make. Well, two things. Let me do two things. There's two important things before we get started on our stories for the day. One of those things is that I'm seeing a rash of videos where cops have their guns drawn on people, like immediately. And I don't know what else to call that except stormtrooper mentality, white supremacy. What is this we're living in? What are we? I repeat, man, I'm seeing some horrific stuff on Instagram of police officers pulling their guns out on citizens, just no signs of guns. Like one young man had a gun pulled out on him, and the officer had his gun out and told him, "Don't move. Show me your license." Do you people get the contradiction of the order, "Don't move, show me your license"? Am I speaking English? Are we computing? We understand each other? That is someone telling you, do you want to die today? And the young man said, "Hey man, I'm not moving, man. You telling me not to move and to show you my license. I'm not even gonna cut my car off, man. I'm so scared I don't even want to touch my key. I'm just gonna sit here until your people show up and they can cut the car off themselves. I'm just going to sit like this." The young man was scared for his life. Of course, the officer has to posture as if he doesn't know. He's scared. He's got a deadly weapon in his hands pointed at a young man's face. Like it's just regular. Because, young black people are just so, they're not afraid to die. It's just stuff that happens. Then I saw a video, I think it's a Latino dude, same situation. Officer, gun pointed at the kid's hands is up, and his girlfriend is in the car, I think, there's a woman in the car with him. It's like, "Officer, we're complying totally with you. Why are you pointing a gun at us? We haven't done anything." And he said, "Well, I know, everything's going to be okay." He's like, "Well, everything's not okay. You got a gun pointed at me. You could kill me any minute. I'm not doing anything. Both my hands are in view, and you just holding a gun on me." "Well, I'm just waiting for my backup." "Well, why do you have to have a gun on me to wait for your backup?" So I will be covering that more thoroughly. I just want to point it out that in case you don't subscribe to the same stuff I subscribe to, you don't follow, because these are not stories that I heard about in mainstream media. So I just thought I'd share with you that everybody out there be very careful, particularly you black males and Latino males, because that's all the video I've seen. These cops are pointing their guns at young people trying to scare the hell out of you. And if you make one bad move, cancel your summer. I saw a video, it reminds me of a video I saw, hold up guys, it reminds me of a video I saw where it was a white guy in a hotel, and the officer told him to crawl towards him. These officers all had guns pointed at this young man in a hotel. Young man obviously had nothing. He's crawling. The young man's pants was falling down because he was crawling a long distance down the hallway. When he tried to pull his pants up, they shot him dead in the hallway. So I'm not saying it doesn't they murdered the young man. They firing squadded the young man. So what I'm saying is, everybody be careful. That's my point. Everybody be careful. Be careful, everyone. Be careful. But my black brothers, my black women, my Latino brothers, they believe all the negative talk about you, that you are just killers. If you Latino, you are part of MS-13. That's what they thinking. Right? If you black, you're a gangbanger or something just as bad, whatever. That's what they're already thinking, and they treat you as such. All right. And since we're on that chipper note, I'd just like to finish off the chipper news for the day. Julian Assange is so ill he can't even attend trial. Now, this message was sent to me, a link was sent to me from a friend of mine that I met in Columbus, Ohio, by the name of Andrew. Andrew sent me this clip, and it's from a Swedish court, and now they have it in Reuters. So I tried to do the translation from the Dutch paper that I was reading it in, and now I have an English version. This is compliments of Reuters. Swedish court rejects a delay of Assange hearing over illness. The Swedish prosecutor headed an investigation into the rape allegation against Assange, which he denies. He filed a request with the local court for him to be detained, and a hearing scheduled for June 3rd. So they're holding him. Remember, they're holding him about a charge that was dismissed, but since he didn't show up for the charge that was dismissed, that the person that they said Assange being raped, who said, no, I didn't, that's not what I said. Well, that's the case they want to reopen. And Assange is so ill, his lawyer says he couldn't even question him really because he was so out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very dire situation with Julian Assange. And I know there are people up there that they hate him, they can't stand him. This is a human being. This is a human being, okay? Where's your decency? Where's your humanity? This is a human being. I know there are so-called journalists who are so busy towing the company line, both of their arms are popped, both of their shoulders are popped out the sockets. They're just towing that company line, just towing the line, company line, company line. I got to tow the line. But search the deep recesses of your soul. And if you can find within you a little bit, an inkling of ethics, journalistic ethics, tell me, what word or words, what group of words has WikiLeaks ever published that was inaccurate or false? If you cannot come up with a string of words that they have published that were false or inaccurate, then the publisher is by default a journalist. Journalists don't only reside within the comfy confines of your corporate media. Journalists take many forms. The purveyor of truth, the sharer of information is the publisher. The person who does the research for that information could consider oneself a journalist. This is an attack on free press. And arbitrarily, as Bree pointed out in my call last week on Freedom Friday, where they're trying to fit Julian Assange into a box adhering to laws in the United States when he's not a United States citizen is preposterous and should be easily easily defended in court. But we know that there will be a kangaroo courtroom that Julian Assange faces if he's extradited to the U.S. Let's hope that doesn't happen. It will require us all to take to the streets, don our yellow vest, and fight the power. I'm just going to read you the quote from his lawyer. His lawyer says, one of the reasons is that Assange's health situation, you know, I don't know if this is a Facebook problem or a YouTube problem or if this is a Tim Black problem. It may be a Tim Black problem for all I know. Julian Assange's lawyer requested a postponement. He was not granted it due to health reasons. It's all great stuff when your computer doesn't work and you don't even know it until you're already through it. I don't know how far I got in that story. I don't know how far along I went there. I'm going to hope that I went far enough that people get the gist of what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, you know, you might be right about the Google and the CIA part. You might be right. All right, guys. So I got a couple clips. If I can play them, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get through this. It's highly possible that they won't like this because, you know, the toting of the line that I talked about. That thing. All right, but we're going to try to power through. Okay, I got a couple stories I'd like to shoot at you. Let's start with Kamala. All right, so tonight, one of the reasons, I was late for a number of reasons. One is this computer not acting right, but also because of I wanted to catch at least a portion of the town hall event that's being held today. MSNBC's Lauren O'Donnell sits down with Kamala Harris to discuss her campaign. Okay, so let's jump back here. So Kamala Harris had a town hall held on MSNBC. Lawrence O'Donnell was the host. And it looks like it's interesting. I do not have paid cable, so I caught a clip on the MSNBC website, then it was later posted to YouTube. I have a clip of Kamala Harris being Kamala Harris. Question from Lawrence O'Donnell was posed, and here it is.
News of the day.
Okay.
United States Supreme Court issues a new decision on abortion. It's a confusing decision for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Let's go straight to the breaking news of the day.
Okay.
United States Supreme Court issues a new decision on abortion. It's a confusing decision for a lot of people.
Yeah.
They ignored part of an Indiana law, left it for a later decision, upheld part of an Indiana law, more restriction on abortion. Let's get your reaction to that.
Lawrence, look, I think it's very clear that, and it has not changed, that women's ability to have access to reproductive health is under attack in America. It's under attack. And what we have seen from Alabama to Georgia, you can go just a variety of states, legislatures, state legislatures, are fundamentally attacking a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. And let's understand what this means. Are we going to go back to the days of back alley abortions? Women died before we had Roe v. Wade in place. And so I'm going to tell you, on this issue, I'm kind of done, because here's how I feel about it, guys. Let me tell you. Here's the thing. There are states that keep passing these laws, and when elected, I'm going to put in place and require that states that have a history of passing legislation that is designed to prevent or limit a woman's access to reproductive health care, that those laws have to come before my Department of Justice for a review and approval, and until we determine that they are constitutional, they will not take effect.
How?
All right. Okay, so I cut off the clip there because I didn't want to use too much of the clip. I didn't want any problems with MSNBC, but I can tell you that Lawrence O'Donnell followed up by saying, sounds like that's a problem that's going to require you 60 votes in the Senate. And Kamala looked a little surprised. She said, well, yeah, that's what we're going to need. So we need to not only get me elected, but also get some senators in there. Yeah, just fix that right up for me, America. Just give me a bunch of Democratic senators. Just had a majority Senate. Okay. I want to point out a couple things because, you know, I'm so perceptive. But now, let me point out a couple things about this clip that stuck out to me. One was, did you notice how she kept pausing for applause breaks? Yeah, just kept pausing like, you know, like she'd say something that wasn't even important. Just filler lines, and she just expected the audience to clap. I guess whoever's running around the audience with the sign telling people to applaud now was drinking coffee or ran to the restroom. The other thing was, the old Kamala Harris is back. The old Kamala of just say any old thing, throw it against the wall, and then, you know, and hopefully people will bite it. The whole word salad, she's back with word salad. Croutons, onion straws, raisins, I don't know, just, you know, arugula, iceberg, I don't know what that is. She's got word salad all over the place. And it's not working anymore. It's not working well, okay? Lawrence O'Donnell, you can see it in his face. He's not as good a liar as some of them. Lawrence O'Donnell's face was like, you don't have more than that? I mean, the first 3 minutes was nothing but filler. And then she got to something that she can't even get done on her own. No real plan in place for one of the most talked about, like no real response, no substantive response for an issue that is pertaining to women. And she happens to be one. And it's one that the Democrats have been railing about over the last week and a half. So, yeah, very disappointing in her response to this. But I remember telling you guys that Kamala Harris had taken time off in order to revitalize her campaign. And I thought that she came back a little stronger. That she came back more prepared. Like she went to politician platitude school and got a new set of agendas of how to operate. But as things were falling flat, Kamala went to the old book of, let's be a little sassy, you know. Let the African-American part of me come out. That'll get them to clap, because they'll feel uneasy if they don't. Yeah, I'm a little sick and tired of this. I've had it with them. That's it. You know, bump this. You know, throw out something. I forget the exact words she used. But it was like, let me go back to that real quick. What exactly did she use here? Does it work so well?
Let's go straight to the breaking news of the day. United States Supreme Court issued.
Elected. Here's the thing. Because here's how I feel about it, guys. Let me tell you. Died before we had Roe v. Wade in place. And so I'm going to tell you, on this issue, I'm kind of done. Because here's how I feel about it.
That's all it takes, man. That's all it takes, man. That's all you need to say. You know, I'm going to tell you like this. On this issue, I'm kind of done. You don't get to be done. You're going to run for president. What you going to do to fix it? You don't get to just say, I'm tired of it. Like, what you going to reprimand the world? Look, this isn't a Senate hearing. This ain't the Senate Judiciary hearing where you get to chastise somebody and act like it's a big deal and grandstand, and then they still get the position anyway because you didn't stop anything. All you did was get a moment to be on TV. People talk about you, go, oh yeah, she's tough. She's really tough. She'll give them heck. Meanwhile, Sessions gets approved, Kavanaugh gets approved, everybody gets approved anyway. Mnuchin gets approved. Everybody gets approved anyway. But all you did is make a moment for yourself. And when are Americans going to wake up and realize that's what's going on? I mean, when are the liberals, the good-hearted liberals who are just misguided because they watched MSNBC? When are they going to wake up and smell the coffee, man? All right. So the other thing about Kamala Harris I wanted to talk about was, gosh, what was it? Something she did. Oh, yeah, women's pay. So part of the retooling of the Kamala Harris platform was to come up with issues that may concern people, because frankly, she was falling and slipping behind. So one of the issues, one of the legislation pieces that she said she's going to put out, I don't know if she's actually put this out yet, but this is about women equals pay. Women equal pay. And what they're going to do, or what she's suggesting will happen, is employers who aren't paying their women the same as they're paying their men, or paying their male, female employees, or whatever. I was trying to think about the gender stuff. Anyway, if women aren't getting paid right, equal to men, then the corporation gets fined a certain amount of money, and then she's going to take that money and I don't know do what with it, something. And it's just something that sounds good in theory, like, yay, it sounds good in theory. But it's all meant to somehow get enthusiasm about a campaign that has no enthusiasm, not really. Just some people, they think, hey, it'd be really nice to have a black woman in here. They'll fix the country up. It'll, sad sitting in the place, and not really have a track record of doing any of that. None of that. So to me, Kamala Harris, as I said it before, is an empty suit. It's just a women's suit. It is Hillary 2.0. Okay? And that's a problem. Now, Kamala Harris, I would love for you to come on my show. You can come here and talk about whatever platitudes you want to talk about, but I'm going to ask you tough questions. All right? Because I think that you get a lot of softballs, and I just want to point this out, everybody. I just want people to notice the softballs. Like, I notice these softballs. Some people are fooled by this. I'm going to show you this one more time, and tell me if you can see the softballs and what she's expecting the audience to clap at. Here we go. One more time.
Guys, let me tell you. Here's the thing.
Part of an Indiana law, left it for a later decision, upheld part of an Indiana law, more restriction on abortion. Let's get your reaction to that.
Lawrence, look, I think it's very clear that, and it has not changed, that women's ability to have access to reproductive health is under attack in America. It's under attack. And what we have seen from Alabama to Georgia, you can go just a variety of states, state legislatures are fundamentally attacking a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. And let's understand what this means.
See, everything you just witnessed there was all filler. All of it was, I don't know what to say. I'm not taking this seriously. I just thought you'd just fall down, people just clap because I'm in the house, because I'm Kamala Harris, and I'm the chosen one. I'm surprised she didn't start tapping on her lapel mic going, is this thing on? Is this thing on? Because she was expecting people to applaud when she just said women's reproductive rights are under attack. That's not a policy or a plan. That's not a strategy. It's not a solution. That's a statement. All right. Now, so anyway, I had to sit through it. You had to sit through that. You had to sit through it, get it. But now you got it. Now go out and tell a friend about it. Tell a friend about how phony, how flimsy, how transparent Kamala Harris is. When somebody tells you, oh, I'm thinking about Kamala Harris, take a fake foam brick and throw it at them. Not a real brick, a fake foam brick. You can get them online for like $3. Throw it at them. Ah! That should have been a real brick. That's what you tell them. You know nothing about this woman's policies. You know nothing about her background. How could you support somebody who don't even know what she stands for? She just makes stuff up. All right, I got another clip. If that didn't get the blood pumping enough for you. Let's go to Joe Biden. Joe Biden also had a town hall today. It was at the American Teachers of America, Federal Teachers of America is an organization. And we'll see it on the screen. It's a teachers organization, okay, in Texas. So this is the first time he had a town hall in years. So let's see how he did. I'm open. Maybe he'll thrill me. Maybe it'll change my mind. You know, like that guy, what's the guy, white dude, with the likes to put on wigs and act really silly? Steven Crowder, yeah, that guy. Yeah, like, you know, change my mind. Okay, all right, here we go. I was going to say something really mean. I changed my mind. Here we go. So, clip one.
To project a message of unity because of current message we are receiving in dividing people and the students of schools.
You are very busy. How old are you? 10 years.
Okay, let me make sure you can hear that. The young girl, she just asked Joe Biden something about unity, something about we're being too divided, and what can you do to help us not be divided? And, you know, obviously this is a question that Mama wrote for, because ain't no children run around wondering why America's divided. Like, what 10-year-old even knows America's divided? How would they even know about division? She don't even know about division in math. Are they even doing division in math? My son's 10. He don't know America's divided. And his dad does political commentary for a living. This is what I do. And my son doesn't know America's divided. Like, he might know, oh, man, why did that police officer shoot that man? He didn't have a gun. Or he might know, why is Donald Trump always making fun of people on Twitter? At least that's what I hear him say on TV. But he doesn't know America's divided. I mean, for a child to know America's divided, they'd have to know America was once united. And how would a child know that? Life is not about that. Life is about Roblox. Life is about the new Star Wars movie or the new action figure coming out. All right, so anyway, now you're up to speed. Here goes the rest. Here goes Joe Biden's response to what he gonna do to make sure America's no longer divided.
To project a message.
10 years. She's 10 years old. When I was your age, kiddo, at 10 years old, I stuttered so badly I could hardly touch it. No, I really did. Everybody can still laugh about stuttering. If I said I had a cleft palate or a club foot, no one would have laughed. But stuttering is the only thing people can still laugh at. And it's incredibly debilitating because you walk in and you say, you know, would you like to go to the prom with me? You know, it sounds silly, but go see the King's Speech and you'll understand it better. But the point is, even if I didn't, I wouldn't have had.
See, Joe Biden just loves to talk. Oh, he loves to talk. It don't have to, look, he don't have to be talking about what you asked him about. He just loves to talk. He just start making up stuff and start telling you stories, old, tired, dry stories. This is the first town hall, folks. You would think, let me get a strong start. But this is not a strong start. This is Joe Biden. In fact, guys, I spared you from the first 40 minutes of this thing where he meandered around talking about everything, nothing policy related at all. I spared you so much. I had to sit through so much of Joe Biden to get this part. All right, so now I'm going to take you back to Joe Biden.
I had the courage to stand up in front of all these people and do what you just did. So you got to make me a promise. When you're president of the United States, you remember who I was, okay? All right, let me answer the question. Look, I said the reason why, I'll be as brief as I can, I said the reason why I was running, I had 3 reasons, and I announced it after when I decided to finally do it. My grandkids came to me and said, Pop, you got to go ahead and do this, because we knew it was not going to be a pretty campaign, especially the general election, if I made it. And they said, we understand, Pops, you got to do it. Because here's the deal. Charlottesville. I never, ever, ever thought coming out of getting involved in the first instance because of civil rights and civil liberties, I never thought I'd see people coming out of fields carrying torches, literally carrying torches, chanting the same anti-Semitic bile that was chanted at the time that Hitler was taking over Germany in the 30s. Not a joke, same bile. Accompanied by white supremacists in the Ku Klux Klan. And then when asked by and met by decent, honorable people who were opposing the hate and said, not here in our city, and a clash ensued and a young woman lost her life. And when he was asked, what about it? He said there were some very fine people on both sides. Now look, it's not just the president. Our children are listening. They're listening. Not a joke. Not a joke. Hate crimes are way up. We've empowered people come out from under rocks that never existed before. Here's what the Constitution says, and I remind everybody of this. The Constitution, as well as the Declaration of Independence, they use the word we the people. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator. We've never met that requirement before, but we've never walked away from it.
Oh, he's done. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys. I fell asleep. Woo! I was having a great dream, though, man. I was having a dream that Joe Biden actually answered the question. He didn't, though, did he? No, he just drawled on and on and on about something totally unrelated. And correct me if I'm wrong, did this mofo just sit up there and repeat the dialogue or the voiceover for his freaking announcement video? He did, didn't he? He actually repeated word for word the speech he gave on his announcement video. As if he was, like, town halls and that for you to do that. Like, shouldn't a town hall be somewhat spontaneous? Extemporaneous, that's the word for it, extemporaneous. I learned it back when I took Toastmasters. Hey, brother Tim Black has training. I actually won a speech contest, a couple of them. But anyway, back to, it's not about me, it's about Joe Biden. Hire me for a job, give me work. Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Anyway, the point is this, guys. What the hell is Joe Biden talking about? This is his first town hall. You would think he would take it seriously enough to actually have taken some Niagara or Viagra or caffeine or something. This is horrific. But there's more. Yeah, there's more. I got a whole other clip to share with you. But before we go, I just want to ask you, did he tell you how he was going to unite the country? You look, frankly, guys, I doubt very, very seriously. Like, I know there's some liberals and there's some people, I don't know, who want to repeat what liberals say. There's some liberals who are well-to-do, who their only concern is, I wish we all liked each other more. Man, people liking me is really low on my list. You know what's high on my list? Heat, AC, mortgage or rent, food, roof overhead, job, insurance, car note, gas. Like, these are regular. What person thinks the most pressing issue of the day is, I don't think we like each other enough. We need to like each other more. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting people to like you more. But if I find a black person in the hood, anywhere, who's made, you know what? I think I'd have a problem, a hard time finding real black people with real problems who would say, if I say, hey, what's your top 3 things you think America, that's important to you, that they would say, us just liking each other more. Because, see, that don't have nothing to do with a president if us like each other more. Maybe they say they like them cops to like us more or want to kill us less. Or maybe they say they like, I don't know, to be able to afford their prescriptions. Maybe they say we'd like the roads to be improved so that people can get to their businesses unencumbered by big-ass potholes. But I doubt very sincerely, guys, that regular people, and I got a feeling that's the same way in the white community. You know, I got a feeling that if I went around white people who are not well-to-do off, like if all your money ain't straight. See, there's a difference between how people feel who are actors with a lot of money socked away, or business people who have millions of dollars, net, liquid, they have access to. It's a big difference between what's important to them and what's important to people like you and I, who are paycheck to paycheck or basically just getting by. Like, there's a huge void. And I don't think Joe Biden gets that. In fact, I know he doesn't get it. Because he sat up there and wasted 3 minutes of your life, my life, and everybody in that room's life talking about the Constitution and talking about an ad they already saw. But just to show you, I'm still open-minded. let's go to the second clip of your boy Joe Biden, and let's see if he gets to the point this time.
Never one single time. It's happened. And now the Breitbarts and the hard right and the rest of these folks out there.
Since that's what I was asked before, but if not, okay, right back here, and then we'll go back to this question. I get a lot of exercise this way. Thank you. I'm getting all my steps in.
Hello, my name is Nicole Jackson. I work at Madden Elementary in Richmond, Texas. My question is about student loan interest. My husband and I have over $100,000 in student loans between us, and we're both teachers. And we have acquired probably over $7,000 in interest alone. If we are supposed to be paying our student loans back, how can we get relief from just the interest alone?
Well, by the way, as you know, we try to do, the answer is if you're teaching, you should be able to have your student loan basically paid off. Now, but here's the thing, the existing program, the existing law is much too difficult. Too many hurdles that have to be gone through. Too many hurdles. I think it can be simplified, and again, if you give me your name, I will get to you specifically, but it can be simplified significantly. And so that you qualify, if you're teaching in school, to be able to not have to pay that loan. And the years that you're working, you don't pay the loan and it gets reduced up to a certain amount. The point is that secondly, it is the student loan that most people are defaulting, if my memory serves me correctly, are people whose student loan is in the range of $18,000 to $20,000. And we should be able to do a great deal there as well. But the student loan program is, we ended the for-profit piece of this a long time ago, and now we're in a position where the question is, how far back do you go? I'd like to go back pretty far because I had my deceased son, went to Penn and then he went to Syracuse Law, and he graduated with $120,000 in student loans after my borrowing everything I was able to borrow against my house, etc., as much as I could do. My other son went to Georgetown, then Yale Law School. He, in fact, had $140,000 in terms of his. Here's the deal. Anyway, the point is that I think there has to be.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, God, I'm doing a show. I forgot. Oh. Forgot we were talking. Joe Biden is not very crisp, is he? Are you sure you want him being president? I mean, you talk, look, I have to keep telling everybody I didn't vote for Trump, but I didn't. Because whenever you criticize a Democrat, they just think, obviously, that you're a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm an independent at this point. Democrats have lost me. Okay? Republicans never had me. Democrats lost me. Okay? Check this out. Trump may lie. No, scratch that. Trump lies. At least they're quick lies. You know? Oh, he had the biggest events. Biggest. Oh, it's great. Greatest event. Great. Wrong. Greatest. Most people ever attended my event. My inauguration. Great. Fantastic. Most people ever. At least it's a quick lie. It doesn't take 6 minutes to get to the lie. Joe Biden takes a long time to say nothing. That's who they want. That's who they want. And that's why when people say Biden's leading in the polls, wait till people start seeing this. Oh, they're going to be like, yeah, he not that sharp. He need to sit down. And him and Bernie are about the same age, but Bernie's on top. He's kind of sharp, like he answers questions. I seen Bernie at town halls. He responds, he can talk. He doesn't start talking about stuff that wasn't asked, that is totally down left field. And then at the very end of that clip, and I didn't doctor it and I didn't slow it down, he forgot even what he was talking about. That's what you really want? You really think that's going to inspire voters? Man, if Joe Biden became the Democratic nominee, I have a feeling the turnout would be very, very low. People have a problem with Donald Trump, but they don't viscerally hate him enough that you're going to get people to come out in droves unless they're inspired by the Democratic candidate. And I don't think that Joe Biden's going to inspire anybody. Yeah, there are people in these polls probably that are going, hey, I don't know this person. I don't know that person. Hey, what about Joe Biden? Hey, I know him. Maybe I'd vote for him. That's not the same thing about being excited. That's not going to get it done. All right. Jesus. Now, I want you to know that Biden says he has an education plan that will boost the U.S. teacher pay, and he also wants to ban assault weapons. So he does have some plan somewhere, okay? But him explaining it, you know? In fact, I'm thinking like somebody prepped him before it, like, hey, say this. And he was so excited to say the part he remembered, but the rest, it's just like, yeah, off the road, just, yeah, down the river, down the hill, in the river. Just, all right. All right, so we got everything. We got Morning Joe. We did Morning Joe, right? Oh, no, we got a Morning Joe clip I want to share with you. So Donald Trump has been talking about Biden to the point where he said some stuff. He was in Japan, and he was asked a question about Joe Biden. He responded by in a way that some people say was wrong or unethical, unpresidential even. Here's a clip.
Does it give you pause at all to be appearing to side with a brutal dictator instead of with a fellow American, the former Vice President Joe Biden?
Well, Kim Jong-un made a statement that Joe Biden is a low IQ individual. He probably is, based on his record. I think I agree with him on that.
But in terms of criticism that you're sort of supporting a dictator instead of an American vice president?
Well, when I look at what's been done by our Vice President and the President, when I look at the horrible Iran deal that they made, look what happened since I terminated the Iran deal. Look what has happened to Iran. Iran, when I first came into office, was a terror. They were fighting in many locations all over the Middle East. They were behind every single major attack, whether it was Syria, whether it was Yemen, whether it was individual smaller areas, whether it was taking away oil from people. They were involved with everything. Now they're pulling back because they've got serious economic problems. I can tell you that Joe Biden was a disaster. His administration with President Obama, they were basically a disaster when it came to so many things, whether it was economy, whether it was military defense, no matter what it was, they had a lot of problems. So I'm not a fan.
You know, Willie, it bears repeating and reminding our viewers that the Dixie Chicks' career was shattered on country music stations across America. There were Dixie Chick album burnings. There were Dixie Chick bands because they spoke ill of an American president on foreign soil. This is how far we've come. We now have a president who is supported by a lot of those people who probably said, I'm not ever going to listen to Dixie Chicks again, who attacked an American vice president and an American president on foreign soil. That is something you do not do. I remember lashing into Harry Reid for 5 years for attacking George W. Bush when he was in Russia. It's something you don't do.
And not just attacking a former vice president, but doing it as a contrast to the dictator of North Korea. In other words, he's choosing the North Korean dictator over the former vice president of the United States. And Elise, let's remind people, if for President Trump it's not enough that Kim Jong-un starves and murders his people, or that he threatens our allies with nuclear weapons, less than 2 years ago, he murdered an American college student. He murdered a young American man, this person that the President of the United States is taking aside.
All right, we're going to leave it there. We'll just leave that there. We'll just leave that there. So they're all aghast, like, wow, I didn't know that Donald Trump didn't care about congeniality, ethics, or rules to the game. Wow. Like, no one's going to be shocked. No one's going to be impressed. No one's going to decide not to vote for Trump because he said something bad about Biden. It may be uncouth. It may be against protocol. But, like, who really gives a crap? No, seriously, Joe Scarborough, who really cares, man? This whole segment is just playing to the base of the Democratic Party, just to further make them upset with Trump. But to what end? Donald Trump doesn't care. Okay? And my other point is this: Donald Trump is a salesperson. And you know the first rule of being a salesperson? Always be closing. Yeah. Sell, and always be closing. Donald Trump doesn't care, right? If it's time to sell or not, if he's on foreign soil, home soil, or topsoil, or Mercury soil, if he's in another planet, if he was on Mars, he'd still be talking crap about his opponent. And he feels like his opponent right now is Joe Biden. And that's because that's all the Democrats keep talking about, how great Joe Biden's doing. You know, like, I don't know if any of you guys are boxer fans, right? Boxing fans, you like boxing? Okay. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. All right, so any boxing fan, they try to sell tickets. They want to sell tickets to the match, right? Because they get paid, by the people who order the fight. They get a certain amount of money from that, a certain amount of a cut from the people that order the fight. So they try to amp up the fight. They try to make sure it gets as many eyeballs as possible. And one way they do that is trash talking. Yeah, so Donald Trump is trash talking Joe Biden. This is something that he's been doing forever. This is what he does. And I can remember Joe Biden talking him too, something about knocking, he liked to smack Trump or something, and I remember something like that. I mean, come on, man. So, hey, I'm not defending what Trump's doing. I already said that, but let's stop acting like this is a big deal. Let's stop acting like it's going to change anything. It's not going to change. It's going to change nada. Nada, amigo. What else? Oh, here's the other point I wanted to make out. Respectability politics will not win it. If all the Democrats can run on is Trump is not a nice guy, you might as well just go ahead and give him the stick of another 4 years. I mean, if that's all you really got, is Trump is mean, and he's a bigot, and he's xenophobic, and he's racist. So if that's all you got, just go ahead and get the, go ahead, let's get the ticker tape ready. Because it's not going to be enough. It's just not. Elizabeth Warren, we need to impeach him. I didn't ask for this job, but I'm taking the job. This is the fight we got now. Never been in a fight in her life. But pretends, if that's all you got are threats of impeachment, Trump's a bigot, he's not nice, and he's xenophobic, if that's all you got, well, damn it, you might as well just go ahead and roll out the red carpet again, get that 4 years going, and start thinking about who you're going to run in 2024, because you have no shot. Now, the Democratic Party and Republican Party have made a decision together. They have been in cahoots together that they would like to fudge the unemployment numbers. They've been fudging the hell out of those unemployment numbers for decades. So now you got to live with the fact that now Trump looks like a savior. He's like a great economic genius, because when he inherited the White House, the unemployment rate for African Americans was 8%. Now it was 6.8%, and then he takes credit for when it was 16%. based on those kooky numbers. When in reality, the true number looks probably more like 15 or 20% or 15% now. There's studies about this. The number's never been accurate. But based on the skewed numbers, they're both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party agree on using these fake numbers. Now we have this. Now Trump looks like a mastermind who knows how to create jobs out of thin air. Meanwhile, he's paying the farmers a form of welfare just to keep their land because he screwed them up with the tariffs. Yeah. So there's a lot of things about Trump you can hit him on, but see, you can't really go there because you all lie about the same stuff. But I repeat, it's a stinker if you think that you're going to get him on respectability, because that only works. You can only shame a person who cares. You can't shame, and his voters will not be shamed. They just feel like they're rebels who are focused on their wallets. Last point I wanted to make was, and this is going to work, and this is obvious, right? This is obvious. Donald Trump will tie Biden to Obama. I know you've sold Obama to the Democrats, most of the fall-in-line Democrats, those people who don't look at the bottom line. You sold them the idea that Obama had this great presidency and all this fantastic stuff happened. I know that's what you've been selling it all this time, The reality is, it wasn't so great. And if you tie Biden, for the same reasons that Hillary did not do well because she was tied to Obama, same thing's going to happen here with Biden. Same outcome. I don't know why people think that, oh, well, you can run Biden on Hillary policies using the same Hillary format and somehow it'll turn out with a different result. It won't. It's the definition of insanity to assume such. And another thing, Biden with his proposal for education, let it be known, Biden's a part of an administration that had a horrible Secretary of Education that many teacher unions hated. There's this person, I don't even know the person, like everyone knows who Betsy DeVos is, right? We all know who Betsy DeVos is, right? I forget. Duncan, there you go, Arne Duncan. Who knows who Arne Duncan was or is? He was Obama's education secretary, and he sucked too. Yeah, he sucked too. I was reading an article about this in Reuters about how the unions were highly critical of Obama's education secretary, Arne Duncan, and school reforms the Obama administration advocated. So it's just not a knock it out the park Joe Biden that you're putting in here. You're putting in a guy with his own baggage from his own big mouth, his own gaffes, his own segregationist background, his own 94 crime bill, 3 strikes, ramp it up. If you're selling crack, coke, you're good. Way of doing business. Ramp up the executions, get the hot seat ready. We got some new customers coming in. Joe Biden. That's who Joe Biden was. And now you also have the problem of Joe Biden being tied to Obama and all the unattractive policies that people did not like, the Wall Street, the footsie under the table, all that crap, the pharmaceutical, the big pharma, lap dance Obama gave them, all that stuff is going to come out, guys. It's going to come out. It's going to be laid to bear on the rest right on the lap of Joe Biden. And you know what Joe Biden is not good at? He's not good at speaking off the cuff. He's not good at giving you a direct answer. He's not good at staying on point. So there you go. So if it's Joe Biden, you guys want to ram down our throats this idea that Joe Biden's doing so well in the polls, just know that'll be to your own peril. You end up with another 4 years of Trump. And just like I told you last cycle, if you get Hillary, you will get Trump. Instead, you try to flip it and make it be like, since I said it, I made it happen. No, dummy, I didn't make it happen. I only had 1 vote and it didn't go for Hillary or Trump. What I told you was, and one of very few people who said it, that Donald Trump would win if Hillary was a nominee. And you did it anyway. And the same thing will happen if Biden's a nominee. All right, guys, I'm Tim Black. Follow me at Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Also become a member of my Wolfpack behind me. The Wolfpack's got my back, and so do my people. Go to Tim Black, Tim's Take Live on Patreon, Tim's Take Live. My links are in my YouTube description. You can also find them on my Facebook page. I love you guys. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing my Coffee with Tim Black show. sponsored by justinform.com. That's right, guys, and I hope to see you there. And yeah, and the clips of these videos will be coming out on my YouTube channel. And also, I'd like to announce, I did a video, Tulsi Gabbard being smeared by The View, and she demolished The View, Meghan McCain especially. Did this about, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. Well, that video today reached over 500,000 views. I'd like to give it up to everybody on YouTube who made it possible, everybody who shared it on Facebook, shared it on Twitter, shared it wherever you were, sent somebody an email, flew a kite, I don't know, called up a friend, said, watch the Tim Black video. Who are you people who contributed to that video being seen? Over 500,000 people had saw my face and saw that video. So, hey, we're making some noise. That's it. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. Tim Black's Wolfpack. Don't let nobody take your cornbread and sprinkle some facts on them. I am out of here.